Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 226 of the Best Bits of the Atom Radio Breakfast Show podcast. And this is Mark Denholm from The Breakfast Show, Monday to Friday, 6 until 10. And here invading your ears at the weekend as well with this week's harvested best bits. And on the way, in the next few minutes in the podcast this week, we've got an unwanted AI assessment. We have got a possible downside to being home alone. We give you exam prep techniques, which you'll probably have to save now until next year because I think exams are done. We talked about what's missing from Slough, the downside of cancelling your internet package, and who would you choose to go to space with?
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
7:15 morning. Mark Denholm at breakfast on Atom Radio. AI is a big buzz term at the moment, and there is now an AI artificial intelligence face scanner. And this thing will tell you whether your smile is crooked or whether you look like the type who's scared of commitment. Cano Bowtech's new shopping experience includes the scanner, which takes a good look at your mug and claims to give you a true wellness check. Must remember not to go shopping there, if I'm honest. I don't really think it's for me.
This is Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
Atom Radio.
Today, I want to imagine that you are home alone, and that may not work on a Monday, given that you are going to work, possibly, or going to school. But imagine that you are home alone on any given day where you don't have a commitment. Let's put it that way. What is the advantage to being home alone, and what would you do while you are home alone? That's what I want to know today. On air at atomradio.co.uk is my email address on any given day, including today. And we'll start for a Monday with Nikki. Nikki says, picking up on something you said earlier, if you are home alone, you can shut the blinds and shut the curtains and you can walk around naked when it's too hot. And this is very, very true. You can. Because if you are home alone and you know that whoever lives with you isn't coming back, that's the crucial thing here, I'd imagine. You can just strip off. You don't have to worry about standards of decency, do you, in your own home when you are there all on your own? You don't need to worry about that, do you? The only problem then comes if someone rings your doorbell or whatever and you've got nothing on it. Well, wait 1 minute, wait there, I've just got to get dressed. That could be a bit of a problem, couldn't it? But other than that, though, yeah, I'm all for that, if I'm honest. And in fact, I was having a conversation with someone last week about the heat, and I was saying, you get to a point where you've got on the minimum amount that is decent, and then you're just too hot and there's nothing you can do. And she said to me, yeah, but when you get home, you can take it all off. And I thought, yeah, I like your style.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
I know this is a little bit late now, given the GCSEs and that, and A-levels are all but done. A 2010 study found that students who meditated for 10 minutes before an exam scored almost a grade higher on average. So there you are. Now you know for next year, next summer, if you are doing exams next summer, arrive 10 minutes early and meditate. I did my economics A-level of an afternoon and I played golf in the morning and I managed to arrive 5 minutes before the exam started. I wouldn't have even had time to meditate.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
First, to your emails. And today I am going on the fact that Boots has announced it's going to close another 300 stores. They've already closed them in 2 batches so far, and there are another 300 due to close. This is said to be, although there are no concrete details at the moment, likely to be stores that are either loss-making or stores that are in close proximity to another store. And that would therefore mean, for example, if you look at Slough, there is the Boots on the Bath Road Retail Park and there is the Boots that's on the High Street as well. Could it be, therefore, that Slough is about to lose its Boots store? Today I want to know, what store or business do you miss from Slough? Morning, Jack. Jack looks at this slightly differently and says, what shops are actually left in Slough these days? Jack then goes on to say, if you take out Primark and TK Maxx and Boots, what actually is there left in Slough? And do you know what, Jack? I don't want to be disparaging, but if you go back maybe 20 years, yeah, you were right. There was Topshop, River Island and all that sort of stuff. And, Slough was a good place to go shopping. There was loads and loads of stuff to buy in Slough. In this day and age, there is not loads and loads of stuff to buy in Slough because a lot of the shops have gone. And that's not just Slough. There are other places as well where a lot of the shops have gone. But yeah, do you know what though, Jack? It is hard to disagree with you when you say what shops are actually left in Slough. There aren't that many, my friend. And I'm thinking Primark, TK Maxx, JD Sports, Foot Locker, Boots, Superdrug. And there aren't really that many more branded shops other than that, are there?
Mark Denholm at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
Jack goes on to email back and say, Slough is virtually desolate now as a shopping place unless you want cheap tatty clothes or unless you want stuff that is basically a knockoff and a fake version of something branded. What really is there to buy in Slough? You're going to have to go somewhere like either Bracknell or Reading. Well, you know, you're entitled to your opinion on this show, Jack, and this show is nothing if not a democracy. Thank you for your email and have a lush day.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast. Podcast.
Massive shout out as well to Jonny Bairstow, who yesterday single-handedly gave the British police a lesson in how to deal with Just Stop Oil. When a pitch invader came on yesterday, Jonny scooped him up and carried him off under his arm like a little child yesterday. So fair play to Jonny. Well done to him, giving the police an absolute lesson in how it is that you should deal with these pesky little Just Stop Oil protesters. Rather than saying to them, are you okay and do you need any refreshment, just scoop them up and move them out the way, like Jonny Bairstow did yesterday at the cricket. That's the way to do it. And yet the police, well, they've been found wanting, haven't they? It takes them hours to remove these protesters. And yet yesterday, Jonny Bairstow dealt with it instantly, carried him off to the boundary and handed him over to security. And there we are, you see. Jonny Bairstow dealt with it yesterday much better than the Metropolitan Police have ever dealt with it so far. And congratulations yesterday to Jonny Bairstow.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast. Podcast.
1 million people cut back or cancel their internet package in response to the cost of living crisis. Don't do that. I urge you not to do that, because then you wouldn't be able to listen to this show. And, well, I mean, it'd just be terrible, wouldn't it, what you are missing?
Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
Today, I want to know, when the next Virgin Galactic goes up, if you can afford a ticket, or let's just pretend they're free, which celeb would you like to go up to space with on Virgin Galactic? Apparently, there is no truth in the rumour that if you get to go on Virgin Galactic that you have to thank Richard Branson personally by saying, cheers, Dickie. Not true, that one.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast. Podcast.
I know I insisted on a celebrity to go to space with, but I don't know whether mine would be a celebrity or not, if I'm honest. Obviously, I'd say my son, but then, yeah, I mean, that's a given, isn't it? We're talking about people, I suppose, other than your family we were, and I still don't even know whether or not mine would be a celebrity. Going back to Thursday, though, and when we discussed Jonny Bairstow, I do hope that the police were watching the Test cricket on Thursday, because that gives them a lesson, doesn't it? When those eco-zealots manage to block another road, turn up with a van and just scoop them up, bundle them in the back of the van, take them back to the nearest police station and charge them. There we are. You see, that's much better than what you're doing at the moment in terms of reassuring them and everything and stewarding them. No. That's not what the public want at all. And policing is done by consent. The public do not consent to you stewarding. They want them scooped up and taken away like Jonny Bairstow did. Check out the show Monday morning from 6 and all through the week, and another podcast next weekend.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast. Podcast.